got going on, Bender?
Hey, Kerry. Well, it looks like an art project, but what I'm trying to do is just kind of make it really obvious the difference between, we have an older system, it's a 1503 YJTJ kit for doing links, and we have our brand new 7009. This is a single or triangulated or straight link, and this is a double triangulated link system. So we're gonna had a couple questions, people asking what's the difference and why each one. So I guess we'll start on the older version. If you look at the front here, these would be your upper links and your lower links. The combined triangulation of these two links is 25 degrees, which is still good. The biggest plus about this kit, if you look at it, real easy to put in. Yes, this is round tube instead of square tube, but this is what where your frame would be. These are really nice and open in here, so it's real easy to get your transmission, your drive shaft, transmission, transfer case in, lots of room. It has an adjustable upper link, so you can change that instant center, front and rear. And if you don't know what instant center is, go online. There's several articles, some really good stuff about explaining your instant centers, where it's anti-squat, anti-dive, your roll centers, and a lot of that stuff. We're not gonna get into a bunch of suspension geometry right now, but that, you can tune it. The nice part about this is it's not very deep, so you have a lot of room for those drive shafts and stuff. And then this whole skid plate assembly drops out. You can maintenance all of your transmission, transfer case and such without removing any of the links. This is all on there, so you can drop this whole thing, access everything. In the rear, see my cute little diff cover here. This is 20 degrees and we're 10 degrees, so we got 30 degrees of combined triangulation in the rear, which is still good. The only issue with this one, it's called a suspension roll over and understeer, but as the suspension cycles, this straight link will drop down and the axle jacks in a little sideways here. Not a big deal, nice long links. Some people ask, does this stretch your wheelbase? No, this doesn't have anything to do with your wheelbase. Your link length is what your wheelbase is on. Anyway, we'll go back over here. In between the points on the belly, this is 36 inches across the bottom, where over here, we're 27. In the front, we're 31 between the lowest part, and in here it's 19. As you can see, the new kit, much more triangulation in the front. So here, we've got 30 degrees of combined triangulation, and in the rear, we're doing 30 degrees here, we're 50 degrees here. Big portion of this is where this is your axle. So as that front tire turns, there's a lot more room for the link, or sorry, for the tires before they contact the link. So this one gives you more steering. This is 29 inches versus 35, and I'm just going off of a 42-inch tire. So a bigger tire, more clearance on this kit. I don't know, this suspension is still KOH capable. This is kind of a play for keeps suspension system. But the big dog here is if you're not first, you're last kind of a suspension system. So much heavier. You drop out this whole cross member where the other one doesn't have it, but your suspension points are in further. Cool part about this is once this is welded to your frame, we offer these little brackets. They bolt on to the mounts that are on your frame. It's only single shear, but you take the link out of here and you put it into here, and now you can service the transmission, transfer case, everything by removing the skid plate, and this whole tube assembly is also removable. Much, much stronger. The trade-off with that is that this is much deeper than that. So the links being here, nice and tight, more triangulation, causes issues. You almost need to run an intermediate drive shaft. The trade-off being you can run bigger tires, more steering, and it's way stronger. The whole rear assembly welds in. These are your upper links, and they weld into the frame too. Nice part, this is the same drop as a normal YJTJ skid plate. It's around 5 inches. What that does though, you don't have to run a body lift, you don't have to run anything to get the vertical separation that you need at the chassis. There's some kits out there where the vertical separation between the upper and lower links is so short that it messes with your instant center. Causes a lot of anti-squat issues. Super strong, tunable, but this takes a lot more input or welder fabrication. It's a lot more to this kit than say this kit. They both have their strengths. I would run this one. You could run it with full width axles, but I would tend to run this with a built rig, maybe some stock axles. This one is your full on, we're gonna go rock bounce and kind of deal with this one. Let's go over here. So your lowers on this kit, they use a big 1.25" Heim or joint for the bottom mounts. The uppers are 7/8 on this one. The reason for the smaller joint is to get this thing tighter so you have more clearance for, you know, exhaust and drive lines and steering and all the other crap that goes through. This kit uses 1.25" for both uppers and lowers, front and rear. So it's much more of just a heavy duty kit. Much narrower, kind of a little mini boat side on the thing. Really smooth transition from the links into the skid plate. Another cool feature of this one, there is a plate that bolts in underneath this into the skid plate, so it's already recessed. It'll come with this plate. Depending on your transmission motor combination, you can fabricate your own skid plate that still has a smooth transition into this belly. You just pop this one off, you build your skid plate. So again, this one is much more fabrication heavy, but if you're really trying to eke out that last little bit of performance, this kit is where it's at. Again, that kit, really, really cool. The play for keeps. If you're not first, you're last kind of a kit.
Hey, what you got going on, buddy?
Hey, Gary. Well, it looks like an art project, huh? What I'm trying to do is laying out some stuff to make it readily available, just kind of some that all up without removing any of the links. All the links, wow, all the links are solid and are welded to the chassis, not unlike my little tape here, but